took longer to wait for them to open. Apparently they wasn't open at 8. They didn't open until 9, so we had to sit there.
It is what it is. They got us into a door, got us loaded, and off we're going.
I was able to get Grubhub though, and got some chili cheese fries, pastrami sandwich, burgers. I've been eating at that place since I was a little kid.
Delivery driver said, someone must really like this food. It's all the way from Torrance. I was like, yep. It's
never,
like, oh.
Just never eat buying that. Just eat my food.
Boy mom says, hey, G's and family, where are we headed? We're heading to Versailles, Kentucky. Make that a little bit bigger so I can see it better.
What was the problem with the contractor he called? Got to ask you.
Oh, he asked if we wanted him to put the white trim in the niche in the shower in the hallway bathroom. I said, well, white trim. He said, there's a piece of white Carrera. I said, no, that's the backsplash for the vanity. Vanity.
Yeah.
I said, we didn't buy white trim. We bought the black trim since we're doing.
That Jay molded.
Yeah, we bought that stuff. He said, I know you bought that, but there's a piece of white stuff. I said, no, that's the backsplash.
Oh no.
Or the vanity. He said, oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm glad you
right.
got it.
Well, I'm glad he called.
Yeah.
Cheryl says, hi guys, pretty day. Headed to home after? Yes.
Once we get this load off, yes.
Sherry Beeman says, hello, Gid. Well, hello, hon. Darlene Larson says, good day, G's.
Good
Good
day.
day to you, hon.
It's all calm over here, and I just know that the wind's blowing really good up around Cajon right now. We're just having a wind advisory until 10 p.m. tonight. And we're not stopping waiting for it. We're rolling on through it.
David Henderson says, how are y'all doing today? Doing
What's
good,
going on,
Dave.
buddy?
Doing good, buddy. Just trying to get out of here, away from these bad winds. We were super light before because we were unloaded, but we're loaded now. Only with 17,000 pounds,
still light.
and we're still super light. So don't want to be laying over in the ditch somewhere. Charlotte says, welcome back. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Marlene says, hello, G family. Chili fries sound so good, or sound so yummy. Be safe out there and have a great day. They were yummy. They were pretty awesome. Sue Garrett says, glad you got loaded and back on the road. Brenda says, hi, G's, from Brenda in Lexington, Kentucky.
Glad I got some food in my belly. I was a little hungry.
Barb Bolt says, eastbound and down. Safe travels. A little chilly in this neck of the woods.
We're heading your way, Barbara.
We are. We're heading that way. Sanya says, hi, G's. George G's. On the way to Bowling Green, Kentucky. You guys be careful out there on the big road, sweetheart. Melody says, afternoon, G's, Peppers, and G Addicts. Safe travels through Cajon Pass. Thank you,
Yes.
Melody. Spectre says, where's all the snow? Not down here. Boy, Mom says, be safe with the wind advisory and having a light load. Don't need the truck trailer taking it down on y'all.
No, absolutely not.
No. Dave says, just chilling in the warm house. It is cold right now here in South Carolina.
Yeah, I bet.
JJ Juber says, welcome back. And a friend of mine, her son welcomed a brand new baby boy. His name is Colton Thomas Kelleby.
Oh, congratulations
That's awesome.
to them.
Congratulations to them on the new babe. Darlene Larson says, how's your new house coming? It's
Back
coming
her on
right
down,
along,
back her on
guys.
down. 30 mile an hour. Come on, back her on down.
We're not home, haven't seen the actually physically been able to see the progress on it. Mook did take some pictures on Saturday when she went over to check the mail for us. But, at that point, the tile was done in the kitchen. Drywall is almost complete. But it'll be nice to see it with our eyes.
I tell you what, we got to that place where we're delivering it. But we were like the second truck, and the first truck arrived right at the exact same time we did. We had to wait that hour for them to open, and then we were waiting. More drivers were starting to stack up
Oh, yeah, quickly.
and line up pretty quick. It's a little bitty old lot, so there wasn't much room. And I tell you what, it wasn't easy getting in there.
David Martinez says, hi, from New Mexico. Proud of all our truckers. says it will look a lot different from when you last saw it. Oh, definitely. I know just from the pictures that Moose sent me, it already looks a lot different.
Gotta get that carpet ripped up too.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that, so I'm kind of glad that there was a situation with the cabinets, because before they can put in that, no, TT, no, they can put that refrigerator cabinet up, we're going to have to pull that carpet up, because it's right there on the hardwoods. I thought about that last night too.
What you thought about it?
I did. You were sleeping, I couldn't tell you my thoughts.
Guy had a big old fan on the back of his trailer.
Tammy
Or back of
says,
his truck.
Oh, did
Pretty
he?
scary looking.
Tammy says, I'm glad that y'all are doing good, because I seen a blue
Yep.
truck that had been in a wreck. It was hanging off a bridge, and God bless y'all, and amen that y'all are doing awesome.
Oh no.
Thank you, honey. Anna says, where are we headed today? We're heading to Versailles, Kentucky.
First things first, let's get out of California.
Yes, and away from these winds. I didn't even bother this morning. I just threw my hair up in a bun because it was so windy when I went out the first
It
time.
don't look bad right here, but it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be pretty hairy.
Betty says, where is Cajon Pass? It's a little ways away from where we're at. Darlene Larson says, I can't wait to see your new house, especially when you folks have them on the road. Love you too.
Much love.
Much love to you, sweetheart. I know, I can't wait to see it either. So many changes have happened since we left. And, you know, it's just all coming together.
That guy that loaded
Little
the
by
trailer,
little.
he had me leave he asked me, he goes, leave a strap in the back so I can strap this down. I said, all right. And so all the straps were back there ready anyway.
Yeah.
When I went back to go close the doors, he goes, you do know that most of your straps are cut, don't you?
Yes.
I said, yes.
Unfortunately.
I said, I should have told you which one was good, which ones were good.
City Hume says, travel safely. Thank you, hon. Scott McClure says, what are we hauling?
Something to go into Yokohama. The bills don't exactly tell me exactly what. I don't believe.
I don't know, I haven't seen the bill yet. Yeah, they don't explain nothing.
No, I just got numbers.
Yep, doesn't say what it is. It's kind of a little sketch in my book, but what do I know?
It's alright, it's sealed. That's all I need to know.
Sherry Beeman says, did you get new straps? No, sweetheart, we have not gotten new straps yet. We'll have to grab some when we're home. Johnson Haiti says, what's your delivery day for Kentucky? Or are you running there, then home? We're
Monday.
running there and then home.
And then home.
Yeah, and it is Monday, John, the 21st. Brenda says, why is traffic so backed up on Expressway? That's just traffic for you out here in Cali. Sherry Beaver says, when do you have to be in Kentucky? Monday, sweetheart.
Want to try to get there Sunday, get a good night's sleep, go deliver first thing Monday morning, then back home.
Back to the casa.
It's a lot of deadhead, but we don't have time to grab another load, so
Nope.
I'm just gonna have to eat.
Unfortunately, we do not.
I'm just gonna have to eat that fuel going back.
Patty says, y'all be safe out there. God bless. God bless you too, sweetheart. But you know what, TT? Personal space. Brenda says, where's home for the G's? It is in Niagara, Missouri.
Yeah, think about it, didn't you?
I did. Because we were in Hartville, then we're in Stratford, now we're in 90. Dr. Pepper Drinker says, having fun yet? Be a lot better when we're past all the winds. Sherry Beeman says, have you had any problems getting fuel? No, ma'am, we have not.
Not yet. Don't jinx me, Sherry.
Chris Birch says, hello, G's and G-Force family. Well,
How
hello,
you doing?
sweetheart.
There's that clown.
Oh, I see it now. Lee says traffic is always like that every day. Spectre says so.
Hopefully he don't go under a low bridge because he's going to decapitate that clown.
Yeah. Spectre says so. Rude and crude. Thanksgiving in the new kitchen then. Yep. As far as we are
Yeah, we'll have
concerned,
Thanksgiving there. It just won't be
work around it.
It won't be complete.
We will buy a table, which we'll probably need anyways for extra space when we set up at the rest area, and make do with the way the kitchen is. As long as we have electricity and running water, I think we can get this knocked out of the park. Sherry says, no, it's all going to be okay.
Everything's going to be fine.
John Sahady says, okay, gonna go make some egg sandwiches. Enjoy your egg sandwiches, John. Charles says, safe travels, geez. Thank you, sweetheart.
John's going to go eat egg sandwiches. I'm glad he ain't riding with us. He might have to ride on the catwalk.
On the catwalk. He can do his little dance on the catwalk. John says, guess there's a gas leak down the street. They got it closed off. Well, good deal. Brenda says, safe travels, guys. Thank you, sweetheart. Cindy Buck says, just another clown in Cali. Fontaine says, good morning, everyone. Have missed you all. Have a blessed day and safe travels. Love y'all. Much love to you,
Much
sweetheart.
love.
And it has been some time since I've seen ya. Sherry Beeman says, yes, everything's going to be fine. There's fuel for you. That dude was picking his nose.
Was he picking his nose?
Yes.
Did you want to pick it for him?
Mary, but no, gross. Mary Penner says, where are you heading to, Mr. and Mrs. G? We're heading to Versailles, Kentucky. That's a pretty blue truck you have there, G, and the sky is pretty too.
I like it, sweetheart.
Deborah says, good afternoon, my favorite G's and G-Force family. This is the first day I have been able to set up and had a bad upper respiratory infection. Been sick since the 3rd of this month. Take care and please be careful. Love y'all. Love you too, sweetheart. We'll keep you in our prayers. California. What part of California do you G's suggest is the best place to visit?
I don't suggest coming to California for a visit.
If you do come to California to visit, anywhere where there's tacos. Dennis Murray says, hello G's. Did Mook get her deer? Yep. Her and her husband Cody both did on Saturday morning. Cody got a 10-pointer and Mook got a doe. Tammy says, good afternoon, G's, and safe travels. Good afternoon. Yeah, Mook was pretty super excited. And then she was pretty super aggravated. I think it was on Sunday because she was in the tree stand and she seen a mass of deer and she took the shot and she thought her gun misfired. Well, she's a goofball. Apparently she didn't cycle her gun and the empty shell was in there. So she missed out.
You want to do that again?
No. Mary says, the grandchildren went back to school today. They had Friday till Tuesday. I said to them, when I went to school, we never had that much time off.
We had to walk uphill both ways.
And the snow
Barefooted.
barefoot.
We shared one pair of shoes between 10 of us.
I'm pretty sure my dad's the only parent that never told that story. KR says, safe travels in the Santa Ana winds, geez. Thank you, hon. Cedric says, smoked deer sausage. It's pretty good. I know the kids, though, they're making jerky.
Did not watch it. What you call it? I watched the news this morning and they wasn't showing much on it, so I really didn't get to hear my thoughts. It scares me, to be honest with you, and it's not because it's Trump. What scares me is if the Republican Party doesn't back Trump and they put him up against somebody else. Is Trump narcissistic enough to not care about the country and run as an independent? And that's my biggest fear, is Trump running as an independent against the Republican Party and Biden, and the Republican vote ends up getting split in two ways, and Biden gets voted right back in. We need him gone.
Alan says, where are the G's heading now? We're heading to Versailles, Kentucky, hon. Valerie says, be careful if you're coming towards Needles. We have crazy winds right now. Safe travels. Thank you for the heads up, Valerie.
I kind of have a feeling that the Republican Party isn't going to nominate Trump. I have a feeling they're going to want their own people. More than likely, I have a feeling that DeSantis is going to be in there. And do we really need the votes divided between DeSantis and Trump? If he runs independent, it's scary.
Amber Rose says, understand that. He can mess up the Republican vote. He did a great speech. Cindy says, geez, have a good Thanksgiving. Thank you, sweetheart. You also. I hope everyone has an awesome Thanksgiving. Rhonda says, hello, sitting here listening to the G's on my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Miss Rhonda.
Happy birthday.
there are 4 Republicans potentially that may run. Pence, DeSantis, Trump, and Virginia governor.
I think I don't know. I really think it's going to come down to DeSantis and Trump, and I don't think Trump's going to bow out of it. I think he's going to wind up, if you don't get the Republican nomination, then he's going to
do whatever
he's going to run
it takes.
independent, and that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared that's what he's going to do.
Lori says, I doubt that will happen. Trump has always been for America. Deep State is trying to split the Republican Party. I feel like Trump is going to do whatever Trump
I don't trust
needs
none of
to
these rich guys.
in order to get elected to office.
I don't
If
trust
it means,
none of the rich guys. At the end of the day, it's rich against poor, and if you can't afford to put $1 million out in 30 seconds and just burn $1 million in 30 seconds and not feel some kind of sting, you're not rich. And he can put $1 million out and not feel that sting. So he's right along with the rest of them rich politicians, in my opinion.
Alan says, I'm heading to Louisville, Kentucky from Bakersfield, California. Will you be careful on the big road, sweetheart? Brenda says, Mr. G, I agree with you. Trump's statement. I am worried about our governor, DeSantis. Ronna says, thank you. You're very welcome, sweetie. Dee says, no, DeSantis should stay as governor, so don't split the vote.
So nobody else should run against Trump. I mean, it's kind of one of the things where it doesn't matter if it's DeSantis or not. The Republican Party's going to put who they want up there, and does that mean that nobody else should run but Trump? I don't know. I just know I don't want both Joe Biden in there again.
Lewis
I want him gone.
says, don't think DeSantis will run.
I don't. A lot of them always say that. I don't have my eye on it, and I think it's their way of trying to stay looking humble. But I really have a feeling that he's going to be persuaded to do so.
Mr. Bob says, Yo, G, sup? You're welcome for the shout out, Mr. Bob. I don't remember what you usually It is live. And we are in Santa Fe Springs, California at the moment.
And to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of the Republicans, what we done seen with this election, the Republican vote's already split in half. The ones that like Trump, the ones that don't.
Sherry Beeman says, yes, Biden needs to go. My husband was hoping he wouldn't run again and hoping for DeSantis to run for president. Amber says, I think maybe Trump should not have run, but we shall see who runs.
I'm just hoping that he has enough care for the country that if he doesn't get the nomination through the Republican Party, that he don't run as a third party independent and split the vote. That's all I'm hoping for.
Kentucky Redneck says, everyone calm down. Mr. G is running for president.
Yeah.
Cheryl says,
Let nobody know who I am.
Look who is backing DeSantis. That will tell you what you need to know. I think the left will try to split the Republican vote. John says,
I don't think the left needs to
win.
I don't think the left needs to split the Republican vote. I think we're doing the
damn
Republican.
good job of it now.
Yeah, I think the people themselves are doing a damn good job of it.
Mr. Bob says, President G sounds good to me. Michelle says, between high winds and snow and ice, this is why I don't go back on the road. And thank you for all you do. Lori says, still feel like crap going on day 4 with this horrible flu bug. Oh, sweetheart, we'll continue to pray for you. Deborah says, can we really trust any of them? Hell
I don't
no.
trust none of them. But I know it's not going to take much to be any worse than Joe Biden.
Marlene says, Trump is the legal president. I think we are in for some rough times. Cindy Buck says, Ashley Buck is my new granddaughter. She is the beauty that married my grandson. Hi, sweetie. Don says, riding along with you today while I am trying to organize a spare room. Slow going, but a big pile to go into storage. Have a safe trip.
I know I did read a news article on the Times, and like I said, that's the news. It's the media. I mean, I'd kind of take it with a grain of salt. But it said that Trump paid in $750 for his taxes, is what he paid his the year that he first ran, what was it, 2016 or whatever, paid $750 in his taxes. And I know that the Democratic Party kept wanting him to show his taxes. He wasn't going to show his taxes until he seen Obama's birth certificate. But I always felt like that was kind of deflecting. You know, if you're running for public office like that and the public wants to see,
Transparent.
be transparent. That's the way I always thought about it. But he always swayed it back. Well, I'll show it as soon as Obama shows his birth certificate. Well, I think they both should have showed whatever documents they wanted to see, and it would have been the end of the story. But no, neither one of them actually came forth with it, from what I heard, or what I saw. But $750 sounds pretty close to right. None of these big corporations and these rich, the ones that say that they're paying all this money in taxes, are paying their fair share.
Kentucky Herd
All kinds of loopholes.
says, "Oh, looky there, 25 minutes live, and I just now get the live notification." Spectre says, "Classic case of I'll show you mine if you show me yours."
Yeah.
Amber Rose says, "No accountability with anything."
That's just it. I don't trust none of them. Absolutely none of them.
Sherry Ann says, "The Republican Party would be really stupid not to pick Trump to run and get him and DeSantis to talk things out if they really care about our country." Lori says, "Trump was the best president we had in decades. Look at all the positive things that have happened while he was in office.
Oh, I'm not
our
saying that.
Our economy was great, no war, brought our troops home, cut taxes, etc. And gas was under $2 a gallon."
I'm not saying that the country wasn't in a better place, but did he do it for himself, his corporation, and his buddies' corporations, or did he do it for us the people?
Or did it just happen that it worked out for us?
Hold on. Or did he do it for us, the people? I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he took his paycheck from being the president, which is what, $450,000, something like that, and gave it to the veterans. So what other president did that? You think he really needs that $450,000? $450,000 to guys like that, the rich folk, the actual rich folk, is chump change. That's like me throwing a nickel to a homeless bum out on the street. I just don't trust none of them. And maybe I'm just jaded of the way things have gone in this country, but that's just the way I feel. I don't trust any of them.
Jared Lee says, "Like children fighting on the playground. My daddy can beat up your daddy. They all need to grow up."
Like I said before, when it comes to the rich and the poor, all these politicians come from money. They all have silver spoons in their mouth. None of them have ever been hungry. None of them even remotely know what it's like not to be able to put a box of macaroni macaroni and cheese on the table for a family of 10. And none of them know what it's like, whether or not they're going to be able to pay their mortgage that month or their rent, or keep a roof over their kids' heads.
Sherry Ann Miller says, "No, Mr. G, he did it not for himself, but he did it for our country. But it benefited him big time. It just so happened that it benefited us." D says, "I know, G, don't trust them.
I just don't trust
them
any of the rich. None of them. None of them."
Amber Rose says, "Closing the border was a big benefit." David says, "I'm sorry, but Trump is in it for himself, nobody else."
I think all them rich folks are in it for themselves. No matter how much they say they're in it for us, I've yet to see one that didn't benefit personally from the laws they've made.
And benefit big. Pam says, "I agree with you."
If he was really in it for themselves, for the country, don't you think that they'd take more of their riches and give it to the poor? You know, start it up, build these homeless shelter for our vets that are sleeping out on the street out of their personal pockets. How many homeless veteran shelters has Trump built, or any of the rest? You tell me. I mean, maybe they did, and I just don't know. But educate me. I know if I had that kind of money, I'd be doing some pretty good stuff with it.
Scott says, left wing, right wing, both tight in the same nuts.
You're right. And as soon as we realize that as the people, and stop letting them divide us as the people, the more we'll get done in this country. We have all the power but we're absolutely powerless because we're so divided.
David says, I agree with you. Scott says, LOL, ours. Yeah, they put the screws to us. Richard says, I like what actor Kevin Sorbo said. Buy lots of rice, beans, and ammo. D says, Tyler Lee is trying. And you're right, Tyler Lee is trying. We're not talking about the Tyler Lees. We're talking about the ones that are career politicians that, you know, they have scratched others' backs and others have scratched their backs by throwing money in their pockets.
Tyler Lee didn't grow up rubbing elbows with all these politicians.
Nope.
He did it from the ground up. Grassroots. Trump and his family, they've rubbed elbows with all these politicians, Democrats and Republicans alike. And so have most of the politicians.
Rhonda says, they say they're going to do certain things when they get in office. Then they don't do it.
The problem is there's all the things that those presidents, during the presidency, that they promised, they have no power to do. They're mostly just a face.
Dem says $450K is probably tax, not a real paycheck for Trump. But nobody else do give it away. It's picking the worst of the evil.
And that's exactly what it is.
Dee says maybe next time Tyler will win. I pray that he does.
Yeah, I hope we don't quit.
I don't think Tyler will win. Naomi says, do you really think he gave that money to our military? Our military active and veterans are all hurting. Our soldiers get paid little money, and when they leave active duty, have medical issues. They have to fight for every penny they get. Out.
I truly believe that
Military.
yes. I truly believe that yes, he did give that to veterans charities, like he said, because it could be traced, it could be tracked. But $450,000 a year is pennies in a bucket compared to what they need to make a difference.
Our military hospitals like Walter Reed need a lot of more money to pay for our wounded soldiers. From Afghanistan, we have so many very young wounded veterans that will need help for the rest of their lives.
You're right.
Citybug says, I hate that political people get away with insider trading, making millions.
Well, they got it covered up. I can't remember what the law is. Something about they can't have no say in their personal endeavors, you know, or their personal investments. That they have to have an agent that pretty much handles all that for them, and so that's what keeps them supposed to keep their hands clear. But you don't think that there ain't a meeting or a phone call saying, "Hey, drop an extra $1 million on this stock. We got a little tip."
Cameron Laura says, good afternoon, Trucker G, Mrs. G, and G-Force family from northeastern Kentucky. Snowing and ice here in northeastern Kentucky.
And I'm going to go right back into that again. And what I mean by that, just look during the pandemic, how many of those politicians, Republican and Democratic alike, were invested heavily in the shot, in those companies that had the shots, the big pharma.
Rhonda says, my nephew is a master sergeant in the Marines.
Well, we appreciate his service.
We appreciate his service tremendously. And each and every one of our men and women that have served and that are currently serving, thank you so much. Richard said, isn't it funny that politicians come into office broke and are wealthy by the time they run for re-election?
Guys, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't like Trump. I do like Trump. I mean, right now, if I had to choose who to vote for between Trump and Biden, hands down, every single day for the rest of my life, it's going to go Trump. But do I think he's absolutely the best candidate for this country? No, I still think that we haven't seen the best candidate for this country.
We have Frank G. Trucks in the house. Whoa. He says, I think I'll start making up conspiracy theories. I have some time on my hands. Stay tuned.
Right now, buddy.
Rhonda says, will there be an after dark tonight? Probably not.
Probably not. I'll probably be looking at the back of my eyelids.
Exactly. We passed a bunch of them Tommy says
Yeah, it's working out.
my son has been out of the Army almost 7 and one in Kuwait. And he's still fighting to get his disability.
And that ain't right. That's absolutely not right.
Marcelina, I think it's Marcelina, says I don't trust them. These people never been in a situation like us. They come from a family that never worked. Just a silver spoon
That's
in their
kind of
life.
what I've been saying. You know, how can they tell us what we need when they've never been in our shoes? They don't know what it's like to be poor.
Lori says, fact, President Trump is the only one who didn't leave office wealthier than he was when he became president. Every single one of the previous presidents went in with less and came out with millions.
I agree with you, but I mean, hell, he's already filthy rich.
Marty asked, what are we hauling? We're not sure, Marty, what we're hauling. We just know it's going to Yokohama and for Yokohama. Was that right? Yokohama?
Yeah.
Yokohama and Versailles, Kentucky. I joined the Adapter.
Now, I'm sure I pissed a lot of people off by saying what I'm saying, but I mean, the truth's the truth. I don't trust none of them rich guys, none of them rich politicians.
City Bug says, I like Trump too, but many times I wish he would just shut up.
I agree with that.
Richard says, I've been fighting this conservative battle ever since my first presidential election when I voted for Barry Goldwater in '64 and every Republican since. KY Laura says, it took me 5 years to get my disability. Call Binder and Binder.
You shouldn't have to fight to get it though. If you got it coming, give it to them. Especially our
vets.
veterans. I don't trust anybody that makes speeches that uses the word I instead of we. As soon as a politician uses the word I no longer trust them.
Christine says, I'm so fed up with the far left and the far right. All this crap needs to stop. What happened to normal people of this country?
Amen. politicians, at least not the ones that are career politicians, ever mention that, because they're afraid they're going to be out of their job and they're not going to be on the tit of the American people anymore. They all know it's true.
Charlotte says, I feel if Trump's running independent, it's because he wants to do away with the Democrats and the Republicans and make all independent.
But is right now the time, because exactly like I said, if that happens, it's going to split the vote, the Republican vote, in half, and it's going to pretty much set in stone an automatic win for the Biden administration. I don't. I just said that's my biggest fear right now.
Well, Big Girl says, what's this wind you speak of?
It's coming.
It's coming. Look at the trees. You can already see a little bit of wind happening. Sweet says, politician, a person who acts in a manipulative and devious way, typically to gain advancement within an organization. Oxford Dictionary. Oh, that's cool. Lori said, yes, turbulence. John Sahady says, these days say normal people.
You notice the politicians don't want to get rid of the lobbyists either. It's another thing that needs to go. But you don't hear them calling out and say, hey, we need to get rid of these lobbyists. No, because they're patting their pockets. You don't want to get rid of the bank.
Judy says, I'm sure are going to be glad to get home for sure, the pups. Paul Smith says, good afternoon, y'all. Hoping you all doing well today. We're doing great, Paul. How are you and Mama doing? Penny Carpenter Clark says, if Biden wins 2024, God help us.
Yeah. You can say that again.
Lammy Girl says, they should all be volunteer. You love your country, you volunteer. City Buck says, cool car. I noticed all old cars. My absolute favorite. That was pretty awesome, wasn't it? What freeway are we on right now?
We're on 65.
Penny Carpenter Clark says, the corruption makes me sick. D says, been here with you guys for months and amazing how many of us think same around America. But have no clue there are like-minded people out there.
No, I thought I was the only one that felt that way.
Lori says, Trump wants to get rid of the lobbyists. Listen to his speech. He laid it out what he wants to do for our country. Kathy says, did you pick up my truffles and bell?
That's funny.
Those poor truffles are toast. If someone didn't already eat them.
It's coming up to an election year. We're going to find all these politicians are going to be spouting off everything that we want to hear.
Everything that makes you warm and fuzzy inside, they're going to tell you they're going to do it.
And that's on both sides.
Yep. Naomi says, just seen Pence might throw his hat in. Kathy says, winds are awful out here. Be safe. That's what we heard, Kathy. Someone said it a little while earlier that it was pretty bad, windy and needles. Cindy Buck says, my parents raced their hot rod in the 50s. Mom, too. Both won many trophies. Awesome. Right. G's mama used to race Powder Puff in the Roadrunner.
No, she didn't race Powder Puff in the Roadrunner.
I thought
She used to race Powder Puff. It wasn't in the Roadrunner.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It was in the Nova stock.
In a Nova.
Now she used to do street racing in the Roadrunner.
That's what it was. I knew she raced in the Roadrunner. I thought it was Powder Puff in the Roadrunner. Frank G. Chuck says, career politician. Oxymoron.
Yeah.
Richard says, on a lighter note, I'm a active Texan. Us down south used to be kiddie about say y'all in case you ever wonder. The plural is y'all.
Around where we live, it's Yuns.
Yins.
Yuns.
Sue Garrett says, I don't trust them either. Lori says, but Trump did what he
That's
promised.
you all plus one.
Yeah, unlike previous presidents. Wanda says, where are you with the winds? We're in Irwindale right now, California, but I know when we left
We haven't got
Ontario.
up to the windward
Yeah.
quite yet. We're on our way to it though. It's starting to pick up a little bit. Nothing to really talk about, but it's gonna get bad.
Penny Carpenter Clark says, we need to remind them they haven't done what's good for us, so Power Boys in San Antonio.
All right,
Well, that's cool. A lot of hot rod mamas out there. Wanda said safe travels. Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you.
Michelle Brandon says, it's we the people, not I. That's right.
That's right.
John says, where I'm from, y'all is yits.
Yeah, it's yins, and then where we're from, it's yuns.
Amber said, yins is Western PA, I think. LOL.
Yins is yeah, Y-E-N-S.
Maria says, good afternoon, beautiful mountains. Welcome. Good afternoon, Maria. I had to translate that.
Are you a translator?
Nope, but it gave me a little option to translate. And I was curious what she had said. Brenda Norris says, Mr. and Mrs. G, stay safe. Out. Love being with y'all again. At least I can ride along and see this beautiful country. Well, we enjoy having you ride along with us. All of you guys. John says, Pittsburghanese. LOL. Veronica says, I'm glad when you two start doing your after dark again. It's just got to be on a
Yeah,
day
we
that we
would.
can actually do after dark. Or Penny says, we need to send emails all the time to remind them who they work for.
We shouldn't have to remind them.
Brenda says, I've never been to California and don't ever plan on being there, but at least ride along with y'all and I can get to see country I'll never see.
There you go. Welcome to ride along with us anytime.
Yep. The more the merrier. Alien says, break down the word politics. Polly means Benny. Ticks is self-explanatory.
Bloodsuckers.
I like the way you did that. Look at Pat's Blue Ribbon, Jack Daniels, Southern Beach. That's cool the way they decorate this. Paul says, we're doing good. Just delivered in Blue Springs, Mississippi. Now we are on our way to St. Gabriel, Louisiana to grab another load headed towards the house.
Be safe.
Awesome. You be careful, sweetheart. Marlene, thank you for the stars, hon. Star salute.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Penny N says, good day, G's. Where are we headed today? Are you making your way home?
We're making our way there. We gotta head to Versailles, Kentucky, and drop this load off, and then back to the house. I didn't really want to have to deadhead that far back to the house, but that's the closest we can get, so we'll just have to eat that fuel. Got some hungry chuckers.
resale
A resale certificate.
As soon as we get that, then we can send the recipe and all the rest of the information we needed to gather to the co-packer, and we can start this process. Until then, we gotta wait. Veronica says, I need more.
Are we gonna have to do baggies again? Do another baggie run up before we send it to the co-packer?
John says, send some of that 75 back this way to Pennsylvania. It's a pretty day today. That's what we need to do. When we get the G-Spot seasoning up and running, and after we make a couple runs, we need to make purse-sized ones.
Those are purse-sized ones.
That's a big one to put in your purse.
I make Mr. G carry a bottle of that around with us.
He does.
Well, you go to a restaurant, you're never happy with the flavors, and so I add a little bit of seasoning to my own food, whatever they serve us, whether it be vegetables, French fries, hamburgers, steaks, pork chops. It don't matter. I add a little bit more of my seasoning to it. Always makes it taste better.
Jeanette says, yes, you need to do another baggie run. Michelle Brandon said, yes.
I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I just didn't want to be the one to say it. Yeah, I did.
Charlotte says, time for Slim Jim crackers and string cheese. Michelle Brandon says, I need my G-spot fix. Pam Lucas says, stay safe, hugs. Prayers and hugs for you both. Thank you, hon.
Thank you.
Melody says, since I missed it the first time, I better get me some now.
I tell you what, let us get home. Let us get this meal made for the Thanksgiving holidays. And if I got time to make a good sized batch, I'll make some more up and we'll let everybody know. But it's one of the things where I've got to make it up and mail it out that next day because we'll be leaving back out on the road.
Excuse me. Linda Mitchell says, good afternoon, G's. Are you heading home now? Safe travels. Love and prayers.
We got to deliver this load first in Kentucky.
Ahmed says, visa, please.
Can't help you, Ahmed. I know I get a lot of messages from people wanting me to help them get a visa. I can't do. There's too much liability for me to take responsibility for somebody that I don't know.
Tammy says, yeah, hopefully I can get some this time. Michelle Brandon says, it's amazing, G. Definitely back patty worthy. Amanda's your G-spot season.
Oh.
She's basically pat yourself on the back porch.
Oh, I got you.
Amanda says, hey, from Gulf Shores, Alabama, where it's 54 today. Kathleen says, how much time do you take off at Christmas?
Christmas will probably be taking close to a week.
Yeah, because
We got to get the stockings all together. We got to do Christmas with our a family meal, we kind of just go back after feeding all the truckers, and
We got a family meal.
then we
Turkey
have
tacos.
a little bit of a family meal.
Our kiddos.
By then they've done all the kids have done eating
Oh,
already.
but they save room. Our kids always save room for turkey tacos that night. They go the first part of Thanksgiving. Our kids, they go over to their in-laws' houses and have Thanksgiving with them, and then they come over to the rest area where we serve Thanksgiving supper to the truckers and spend time with us. And we do turkey tacos when we get home.
Think about serving food to the truckers. We never know how many we're going to get. It
No.
could just be a
It can
couple
vary.
dozen. It could be a few hundred.
It varies. Wanda says, how long will it take you from Kentucky to get back home, geez?
Full day.
Spectre says, hope you're not headed to Buffalo, New York.
No,
Way in the near future.
I've seen that.
Potential 6 feet of lake effect snow in the coming week. Per Ryan Hall. Y'all, yowzas.
Yeah, I've seen that on the news this morning.
No, thank you. Amanda says, going to make swamp soup again tonight. Hopefully y'all got the recipe.
Did you get the recipe on it?
I have not looked in your messages.
You're slacking, ain't you?
Lisa says, I think I need some of that spice. Sweet's been complaining my chops are naked. I gave him the look, and he said, easy now.
Easy now. I will say that it's 60% lower sodium than Lowry's.
It is. It's also vegan approved.
It's vegan.
That's what I meant, vegan. Jorna says, good afternoon.
Zero carbohydrates.
Yep, 0 carbs.
Gluten-free, but I won't put gluten-free on the bottle because then now you're opening yourself up for a whole different classification of that you have to jump through on legal wise. I was thinking about putting it on the bottle because it is, but Van told me no, you don't even want to open that can of orange tea. It's too much with the USDA.
We all know he's salty enough. But like G said, this is 60% lower sodium than Lowry's.
It actually comes out to 28% of your daily intake.
Michelle Brandon
So it's
says,
not low sodium, but it's lower in sodium than a lot of others.
Michelle Brandon says it's Michelle approved too.
I'm actually going to come out with another line eventually after this one. If this one does well, then I'll come out with another line that is low sodium.
Kramer says, welcome back. Welcome back, Lynn.
But I will say that most of the sodium, it's not from regular salt. We got Himalayan pink salt that we use. We don't use none of the iodized salt.
Lisa says, I use a ton of Mrs. Dash and Papa Dash.
Oh, right on.
Jordan says, just got back from my granddaughter ultrasound. She has been in rehab for a month and baby is now up to 6 pounds. Baby looks great at 2 weeks to go. Oh, awesome.
Good deal.
Tammy says, did you get load picked up?
it depends on what kind of barbecue you're looking at. I mean, are you looking for like KC style barbecue? Are you looking for Texas style barbecue?
There's so many.
North Carolina, Kansas City, St. Louis. I kind of prefer to have the rubs myself than a wet barbecue, and then if I want sauce, I'll add sauce on the side and dip it. But a good piece of meat, I don't really feel needs sauce at all.
That mustard barbecue sauce that
The
you make.
North
is
Carolina
really
mustard
good.
sauce. Yeah. I can actually make any style barbecue. Now, because of North Carolina, I'd rather have the mustard sauce than the vinegar sauce. And a lot of people like the vinegar though.
Lynn Kramer says barbecue rub.
Yeah, the G-Spot seasoning, I use it as a rub.
Mount Baltic. Michelle Brandon says a wet G-spot rub.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah. Lynn Kramer says mustard barbecue sauce. Can't find it good.
Yeah, I make a real good mustard sauce.
Amber Rose says, did any of the winners post on how they like the new G-spot seasoning? Yes, several of them did.
I've had very good feedback. I'm sure we got a few of them on here.
Yes. Michelle Brandon, Veronica Cole.
That's actually going to be another thing that we want to come out with, besides the seasoning. Eventually we'll go and get into some barbecue sauces. Just one thing at a time, because it's not cheap to start a whole line.
Kristen says, please pray for my friend's baby who is just over 2 weeks old. Been in the hospital for a week now with RSV and still struggling. We'll keep her and her little girl, or I'm not sure if it's a girl or boy, her child in our prayers, sweetheart. Dr. Pepper Jr. says, do you ever watch The West Wing? Nope.
No. We gotta get up.
Kathleen says, I have only used my spice on tomatoes and loved it, but I have been having stomach issues and not feeling like eating. Oh, sweetheart, we pray that you get better soon.
It's not for the tomatoes and the seasoning, right, Kathleen? Yeah, I like to dip maters in it. was kicking this morning. It was bad.
Oh yeah. It's been windy like that since 11 o'clock last night. Lynn Kramer says, need some catchy names for your barbecue sauce line.
Right on.
Lisa says, good old Santa Ana wind. They talked about them on our new news today.
Yeah, it was kicking pretty good.
Kathleen says, not from that, but from after effects of chemo, even though I am cancer free. They told me this can happen for 6 months or longer. Oh, sweetheart. Like I said, we'll keep you in our prayers.
I knew that was the case, Kathleen. I just was joking around with it.
Eli says the wind's still blowing here in the San Fernando Valley, 30 miles per hour winds.
Got a little chilly up in here, honey. Real
Sorry.
nipply.
The wind was beating in my side Where are y'all headed? Versailles, Kentucky. Lynn says, are you guys going to be able to get some wind therapy in when you get home? I have no idea. It would be really nice, but still have no clue. Got a lot to do.
Probably not. But
lot
I'd love
to
to see
do.
yes. Yeah, here it is.
Nancy writes, praying for safe travels. Thank you, hon. Linda says, so Mrs. G, do you have a favorite dessert you make during the holidays? Please share. No.
Here's the wind. Gotta watch it on these bridges. That's where the wind kicks out the hardest. Like I said, we're not heavy, so it's not good in this wind.
Kathleen says, Mr. G needs to take time for some heat therapy. That always straightens me out.
Yeah.
Michelle Brandon says, I've got a weird question. Do trees in California ever lose their leaves?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It's been too long. John says, looks like a dust cloud coming out of the home. Prayers up. Thank you, hon. Melody says, prayers, jeez. Thank you, hon.
Yeah, it's those gusts you really gotta watch out for. Like that one. Load it, load it.
John says, this isn't the kind of wind therapy we had in mind.
No, it's not.
Kathleen says, what speed of gusts make you pull over? See, a lot of trucks have pulled over already.
Yeah, they're pretty smart.
Amy says, the news said 102 wind gusts.
Lordy.
Jorna asks, where are you at now? Where are we going? We're in Montana, California, and we're heading to Versailles, Kentucky.
Times like this makes you wish you just flat, but
Melody says, are you committed to traveling right now, or can you pull off?
oh, I can pull off.
Will he? Probably not. Scott says, light still hard driving, but glad you're not empty.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Melanie says very blowy out there. Ooh, I felt that.
Yeah. Good.
John says, cue up the wind noise sound from the old Superman 50 show. Cindy Buck says, oh, honey, be safe. Susie says, no sandstorms, they suck.
Look at the trees.
Yeah, I see those trees. Cindy Hume says, Trucker G, where are you going to stop for the night?
I don't know yet.
Dee says, if the truck is rocking.
Look at that.
I see that tree. Debbie Little says, be safe. Jean says, hi, Jeez, I just got home. Did you get your load yet? Safe travels. Yes, we did, hon. City Hume says, be safe. Louis says, be safe out there. JJ Juberg says, wow, that wind. Oh, yeah. Nancy says, oh, wow, that wind is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous right now.
Dr. Pepper Drinker asks, how many hours do you have left?
About another 6.5.
Nancy says, be safe. Thank you, guys. Scott says, time to shut down. 280G. Don't gamble it, brother. Jean says, prayers for safe travels. Thank you, hon. Melody says, hated those winds when I lived in Cali. Kathleen says, is that a turn signal on or your four ways? It's the four ways.
Guys, I think I am going to shut her down right here. I'm just not going to do it. Not as light as we are. You know, I really think I can make it. And I don't have a doubt I can't make it. The thing is, do I want to take somebody else's life in my own hands? You know, just anything can happen.
Cindy Buck says, good.
And it's not worth it. We're too light. I really don't think I'd have a problem doing it. But it just takes that one little mistake by somebody else that I have to overcorrect it. Big gust comes across.
You have 6 hours and 25 minutes of remaining drive time.
I think what I am going to do is give this guy up here in front of me a hand changing that tire since I'm sitting here. Can I talk to that for a minute?
Alrighty then.
This is if I can help him. It looks like he's having some trouble running now. At least we can help him get it back on the road.
Moose see?
Yeah, he's got her. He knows what he's doing.
Mooch.
Nowadays, a lot of people don't know how to change their own tires. And he noticed what I did. I pulled up here, kind of closer to him, to block traffic off of him. And he said, I appreciate you blocking the traffic. You know what just drives me crazy? To see these other trucks driving past us, and I'm stopped. You know that? Feel that? We're sitting still and it's really rocking us. Hopefully it don't get so bad it just blows us over while we're sitting still. I've seen it happen a lot. What's the matter, baby? Are we still on?
Yeah.
Guys, I think we're going to go call it a day. Probably get some sleep and then take off later tonight. That wind advisory is supposed to die down at about 10 o'clock this evening. So, love you guys.
Love y'all. Bye. Booty.